welcome to the end of Sneako. Sneako Own Friends are done with him, chat. You guys know Sneako always be crying about a whole lot of things. Cry, my mama. He used to be, oh my boys got me, Myron Gaines got me, Eddie Rose got me, Neon got me. So right now you're trying to tell me the last backbone, the last thing Sneako was holding on, his last hope, his last string of hope is done with him? How can you tell me this is not the end of Sneako? People came online saying, oh, end of Sneako, Sneako's end, Sneako's end. He didn't really end because he had to go to the brand race, he had to go to do these whole activities, Miami, New York and stuff. But now you're telling me his friends, if they are done with him, that's the end. And with that being said, as that is the end, this is my last video being down on Sneako because I want to know what's actually happening.
In the infamous words of famous rap group Houdini, friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Content creator Sneako looks like he's gonna be putting that to a test, as seemingly every single one of his friends in the industry is turning their back on him left, right, and
damn. And Sneako gonna go on the internet. That's their problem, man. They're the bad people, bro. I'm good. Why is everyone just leaving you, bro? Sneako has given you those vibes as that bitch who's been in hundreds of relationships and she's like, all the men are trash. There's no man who deserve me. Is there something up here? Like, bitch, you're the problem.
To be honest, it's like so many people are turning on me right now. So many people are switching up. I've never seen this many people switch on me, bro. I've never seen it happen. I don't have a lot of people
maybe the problem
me right now. There's a lot of pressure from a lot of different angles. Perhaps I'm too paranoid.
Sneako. You.
Imagine if Nick Fuentes is done with you, bro. Nick Fuentes was the only person still hanging with him.
I have had it up to here with Sneako. I have been tolerant. I have been far too nice. I have been taken for a sucker. You don't want my friendship? You don't want me as a friend? Let's see how you like me as an enemy.
Damn.
This man used to be a nice man. Now it's on sight.
Nice.
You know, I was very positive.
It's on sight. Oh my God, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. This is about to be smoke. The groiper is gonna cook Sneako with his dick. Cut it off. Put it on a pen. Everywhere he goes, my G. The groipers, everyone on the internet, get scared of them, bro. I was about to say they are losers and they have nothing to do, but I can't say that. I don't want them on my ass, but yeah, it's about to be smoke.
Towards him, how about some negativity now? Maybe we'll try that. I'm a very simple person. If I'm nothing but positive and nice and you treat me like, okay, let's try that.
Positive man. Okay. The most positive man, Nicky Fuentes, bro. The greatest.
Then let's go negative. I'm not gonna give up on him entirely, but right now, I mean, this guy's just like
Sneako in the chat.
A terrible friend, and I'm sick of it. And it's not about the drama at all. He's just being I've been nothing but nice to him, and he's throwing me under the bus for this piece of Jew Bilzerian. Okay, man, if that's your buddy, then that's your buddy. You're gonna dog me to what? Be more friendly with this guy? It's just
Brazilian.
So nasty.
It's crazy.
Literally just a few days ago,
crazy.
we talked about how all these mega institutions are turning their back on content creator Sneako because of the way that he was portraying himself on the internet, couldn't take
that's crazy though. That's crazy.
Accountability, and ultimately would double down on super duper bad takes. Now, normally you would think that birds of a feather flock together, and these friends that he has accumulated over the past couple of years would be supporting him in his actions, his decision making, and his words on the internet.
But to be honest, Nicky Fuentes, with the emotion he have, he's been nice with Sneako. He was giving him collabs non-stop. So if he threw Nick Fuentes under the bus, Sneako might be the worst man. He may be worse than Hitler.
But you'd be wrong. Starting with the brand risk event and him being banned from it, and now onto Nick Fuentes
He's banned from the brand risk? No way.
Chastising him on the internet. It seems as though Sneako has lost all favor with the friends that he has gained in the industry. They're calling him a headache. They're calling him hard to be around. They are saying that the juice is not worth the squeeze. No longer can you blame the institution for being too.
Niggas getting poetic with that. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Niggas getting poetic. That's how you know you cook, Chad. That is how you know everything's fucked up for you, bro.
Well, no longer can you blame these people for being too PC. You have to then start asking yourself, if you are Sneako, maybe I'm the problem. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way. Become my
hit my
friend.
sub as well,
Now,
John. Hit
we're
my
gonna
sub
be
as
real
well.
friends here. We're not gonna turn our backs
my
on each
sub.
other based off of some things that we said. Unless you're Sneako, then we'll probably do it. Now, back into the video. The institution is no longer the problem. These are personal relationships. Over the past couple of years, Sneako has been seen connected with the people that kind of make him look cool in his eyes. I guess the Tates of the world, the Fuentes of the world, the Aidens of the world.
Nah. Nick Fuentes is the last man to make you look cool. Aiden Rose, the last man to ever make you look cool. Maybe you may say the Tates. The Tates in 2022, to be honest, everybody was on their meat. So maybe the Tates with the Bugattis and shit, but Nick Fuentes is insane.
Make him look cool in his eyes. I guess the Tates of the world, the Fuentes of the world, the Aidens of the world, the Claviculars of the world.
Nah. Clavicular is not making you look cool. What the fuck this guy is saying?
The Myrons of the world. All the
Imagine walking in the street with Myron Gaines as your friend, G. That's the most uncool thing ever. There's no one with a brain who can do that. I'm not hating on Myron, but imagine the guy saying women deserve less. Imagine that shit. Imagine go with that man on the street. You look so uncool, my guy.
people who are on the worst part of the internet, if you ask me. It first started off with his back and forth with Walter Weeks about their ideologies and content, to the point where Walter just totally said, I'm through with him.
Sneako told Myron, listen, bro, you gotta choose a side, bro. Either Fresh or me. And motherfucker was shooting in the gym. You weren't with us through all the hardship. You showed up randomly trying to grift off of us. And then the moment it didn't make any money, you left the movement. So Sneako is nothing more than a grifter, AKA a finesser that meets people, uses them for content, has no loyalty, and is a actual bad person.
And then at that Miami incident, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate completely threw Sneako under.
Yeah, they threw Sneako under the bus, bro. This is the time I stopped supporting Andrew Tate for life.
Underneath the bus. The only ones that he had left from that clique were Clavicular, Aiden Ross, and Nick Fuentes. But now the back and forth with Nick Fuentes is sealing his fate. He is no longer cool in his eyes, and their relationship is looking like it's over.
Fuck Sneako. I go out to New York. He doesn't want to do the collab. Then he takes a 30-minute call from Dan Kazarian shitting on me. He says, I'm sorry, that was the wrong thing to do. I say, okay, I'll let it slide. I still like the guy. And then it's just an unrelenting stream of sneak dissing, sneak dissing.
Sneaky.
It's almost like it's in the name, sneak dissing me. That's the way it's gonna be? You don't want me as a friend? You don't want to collab? Oh, I'm just all about the drama? You know what? Fuck you, man. You don't want me as a friend? Let's see how you like the Groypers as enemies then.
But for the past couple of videos, I've been criticizing
Nah, that was from the heart, bro. Sneako will feel that heat.
Sneako's attempts at being a content creator on social media, and the things that he's saying are now catching up to him in the eyes of the institution. But this is totally different. This is showing that even the things that he says on social media aren't being looked at by the institutions. They're looked at from the POV of people that he once called him friends. And they're saying that they're weak, they're trash, they're disgusting, they undermine them, and they're not standing for it anymore. Nick isn't some sort of corporate entity. He comes from the same controversial sector that Sneako does. So now when you have your friends saying that, yo, there's something wrong with you, you're two-faced, you're hypocritical, you're all these different things, at some point you do have to look internally. Nick Fuentes severs ties with Sneako, and not just severs ties, because I think severing ties just means I'm no longer going to be affiliated with you, but completely flips on him and says that he is an enemy of Sneako. And for what it's worth, Sneako has always had enemies, but at the end of the day, now his allies are becoming enemies. And
that's how you know you cool.
I can't help but put a smile on my face. It's so funny when people find out that they're still a nigga in a coupe. It's hilarious to me. Now, I'm not saying that I condone anything that Nick Fuentes is saying. He basically has started a cult and is now like launching this cult of racists onto Sneako. It's actually very extreme to watch in real time. I'm just highlighting the fact that the people associated and affiliated with Sneako have essentially turned their back on him. They're realizing that he's not the friend that he says he is. And then also from a public perspective, like from a POV of how people would view somebody being next to him, they are viewing Sneako as a real life liability. Even Sneako had to acknowledge this. Not too long ago, Clavicular came to New York and decided that he was not going to collaborate with Sneako.
No
Why?
way.
Because of the headache. And
Imagine Clavicular, as big of a brand he is, he's like, I'm a whole lot of people I may collab with. I'm not collabing with Sneako. I don't need him. That is insane.
liability that a name like Sneako draws to Clavicular.
Yeah, we didn't get to do a collab while we're out here. Yeah, it's the same thing like with Clav, dude. You guys are saying collab with him. I knew how it was going to be. Like, Clav and I are friends, but you got to understand there's a separation, especially with industry friends, between content and like real relationships. So Clav comes to New York and you guys are saying do a collab, do a collab. I know exactly what he's thinking. It's nothing against me, but he just understands that that's going to cause him certain headaches and maybe there's certain deals and stuff, and that's going to be possibly a bad representation of him right now. Because, come on, like, who is pulling the strings? We go on the phone because people are saying, call Sneako, do a collab. He's like, oh, I'm a little busy right now. I got to do something tomorrow. I know what he's thinking. He knows what he's saying. He knows that I know what he's saying. What he's saying is like, yeah, okay, we could do a collab, but right now it's not the best time. Like, we both know that.
I'm formulating sentences that have never been formulated before. Clavicular
What is that nigga gonna say?
has decided that Sneako is a brand risk. Clavicular, the one who was taking all of these, drugs to make himself look
Yeah, taking all the drugs, saying the N-word multiple times. And you look Sneako be like, yo, Sneako, you a brand risk, my G. You a brand risk. That is insane.
better, looks maxing to the point of causing himself harm, who's also been in the hospital ODing, been choked out on live stream. Clavicular is saying that Sneako is a brand risk and a liability. How low do you have to be and how much of a brand risk do you have to be for the people that are in question here to say that like they don't want to be seen with you because you might potentially mess up
That is
brand
insane.
deals and their other obligations?
That
and
is insane, though.
responsibilities. Now Sneako can't turn this conversation into, hey, cancel culture is after me, the woke mob is trying to get me up out of here, or something along those lines. He has nobody else to blame but himself in his own actions. Because these aren't corporations or entities that have set up shop and positioned themselves to be some sort of holier than thou company, maybe grifting and pandering to a certain demographic, or truly doing some good nature work. These are people whose brand and identity is about being edgy. Literally, Clavicular has done drugs on live stream, and he's saying that Sneako is a liability. That is so crazy. This is where Sneako's career is now. People can laugh with him, they can joke with him, and they can kick it with him behind closed doors, maybe. But at the end of the day, they don't want to attach their name to him because of the stench that he brings onto their name. And even if there was this attempt to prove that narrative wrong.
For you guys to know, I did a lot of tweets defending him, praising Sneako, but to be honest, I'm not gonna go and delete them tweets, but I regret them tweets, you know? I regret them tweets.
That he was a good guy. Sneako takes every opportunity in his power to prove these people right and say like, yo, I am the guy that they say I am and I don't need to be around you.
The academics saying, stop speaking on black folks. Uh-oh. Stop speaking on black folks. Is this what he said? If he actually said this, if academics is telling me to stop speaking on black folks, bro, you could just tell them stop speaking on Americans, go back to Jamaica, you know? Why are you speaking about American issues? Chud the Builder, this is an American issue. I think you should talk about Jamaican issues. You're not from America. Speak on your country. Speak on Oxtail. And wine. American issues, this is separate. Okay, this is for FBAs, foundational black Americans, not these transplants from Jamaica, born all the way over there, with your oxtail, with your rice and your plantains, yeah, with your curry goat. Go back to Jamaica.
Mind you, all academics was telling Sneako was, hey, you're insensitive in this time where a white man is attacking a black community and giving black Americans some sort of problems. It's funny how my latest videos are all tying back to Chud the Builder. It's so disgusting. The space is the same.
Oh my god. Chud the Builder is living in you guys' range free. And once again, Chud the Builder, in my opinion, he's coming home, Chad. He's coming home. That's what I believe. But, once again, this is the court. We just gotta wait. We gotta give it time. And after time, the court will decide what will happen. That's the best thing. To just wait for the time. Because I believe time is the best judgment. Let's give it a time, Chad.
right now. It's gross. But Sneako's response to that was no sort of self-reflection. It was, well, if you're Jamaican, you should stop too. And no matter how you feel about the sentiments that Sneako expressed, it just clearly states that this is the exact reason why people are exhausted by him. He's never taking criticism and taking that moment to think about the actions that he said, how these things made.
Imagine Academics was the last nigga to collab with Sneako. Now Sneako talking shit about him. What is gonna happen next? Academics will leave his ass. That's the truth.
Perceived and what it may do to some of the friends.
And once he leave his ass, oh, the friends are abandoning me, bro. The Jews are after me. No. If there is an enemy on Sneako's life, it's Sneako himself. I said it. And I will say it again. That guy is the problem. In my country, they call that the common enemy.
Built in the industry. He quite literally always, and I do mean always, uses any sort of criticism or pushback, even when he's caught dead to rights, as some sort of moment to counterpunch, to say like, yo, fuck you, guy. Fuck you. What's wrong with the things that I'm saying? It's this attempt to galvanize certain communities. The larger point isn't whether Academics has his own contradictions or not. The larger point is that Sneako continuously centers himself in conflicts and other conversations surrounding communities that he doesn't belong to, and wants to take this super duper radical stance that clearly alienates himself. When he gets proven wrong, doubles down, and then has people who are around him distancing themselves from him. When his friends distance themselves from Sneako, it's not random. It's because they see how every issue turns into a bigger issue when dealing with this. The saddest part about it is, though, is that Sneako is understanding in real time how much of a liability he's becoming, but he's not doing anything about it. In the last video, we talked about how Sneako got banned from the latest brand risk event.
And then be so ignorant to what, hey, well, brand risk is tomorrow. I can't go, dipshit.
Imagine the two people banned from the brand risk is Chad the Builder and Sneako. Imagine putting Sneako and Chad the Builder in the same box, my nigga. That's how you know you are cooked. Nigga is banned from getting in Australia. Nigga is banned in the UFC. Nigga is banned in all the restaurants. That is insane, chat. What would you guys do if you was in Sneako's shoes? To be honest, if it was me, I would just... I don't even know, chat. You gotta change your brain right now, because whatever you're gonna do is gonna be hard for you to come back. Being categorized in the same thing as Chad the Builder is crazy. If we can, it's not gonna be about the Jews or anti-Semitism, because we know that guy, Paul Meter, that guy, the Crusader guy. He always say a lot of Jewish hate stuff. He always say a lot of anti-Semitism shit. You know? Anti-Jewish guy. He's going on a brand risk, he's fighting. It can't be about being racist, because we see that guy Cheston White being racist. We see a lot of people say a lot of crazy things, go on a brand risk. So the fact Chad the Builder and Sneako can't go, the fact is categorized in that thing is insane. I sometimes feel like Sneako is over-exaggerated, but on the other side, he gotta blame himself. The reason why he didn't go to the brand risk is not because he said a lot of bad things about the Jews. That's not the case. It's because he's a bad friend. He never reflects to himself. It's never bad because of the things he said, because the brand risk should be the praise for Sneako. Because of the people who are brand risk, they go there. So the fact Sneako is not allowed there is the meaning, is the answer to the reason why even everybody distancing themselves from him. He's the liability. He said one thing today, and tomorrow he says another thing. That's what Andrew Tate was saying. Yes, I don't like Andrew Tate anymore. Yes, I believe Andrew Tate is a bitch. But even though Sneako cooked Andrew Tate, Sneako isn't a good person either. We gotta agree on it. But back to the video, let's go.
You stupid fucking idiot! I was not allowed in the last brand risk. Brand risk tomorrow, you
Nobody wanna see you, Sneako. Please.
going? Oh my god, bro. This is it, and it's fine. I'm not upset about it.
Now, what was later confirmed was...
I'm not upset about it. And he's like, oh, dipshit! I'm not upset about it! Alright, bro. Alright, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
That because Dana White and the UFC were at the event, that's the reason why he had to be, removed from the event or banned from.
Me, I believe the reason why they didn't want him there is because Eddie Rose has started to stream on Twitch, and if he puts the brand risk on Twitch, and they see the glorious Kufar Sneako on stream, they may take that shit down.
The event or could not go to the event or whatever the case may be is a little bit irrelevant to me in the conversation.
I didn't call anybody out. The last night's brand risk, I think, was probably the best one, and Aiden deserves credit for that. They put on a show. It was great.
He said this, and tomorrow you're gonna say shit. It's crazy.
And I understand. Like, if I probably can't go because Dana White's there, certain streamers are there, it's just gonna cause an issue. It is what it is. I'm not upset about it. I
can't go, deep shit. I'm not upset about it. Sneaky! You can't be sneaky anymore. Why don't you blend with your name? Why don't you want to use your name as you used to do, bro? You used to be sneaky, but your sneakiness, they are done.
Annoyed off of you guys. Where'd you go to Brandon? Dude, you guys need to understand what it is and how the game works. And to be ignorant about that after everything I yap about is cortisol spiking. I need to work on that. Aiden put on a great event, and it was awesome. There's no beef. There's no complaints. That's what it is, man.
Oh, there's no complaints. Sneaky. You can't. Your tactics, they are done. Like the ovaries of an old woman. They don't work anymore. Please try to sneaky. That shit pissed you off. That shit hurt your feelings. It broke your heart. I don't think you should be banned from entering the brand risk. But I know it broke your heart. Don't come here because you just took a shower and put on a cap on. Don't just come here and say, oh, that didn't hurt me, bro. I'm good, bro. Can't do that.
We got to accept it. That's my position in this industry.
What's interesting to me is how these friends who have built this relationship off of, you know, not turning their back on one another, sticking through thick and thin with one another, all this other grandstanding bullshit that they've been saying for the past couple of years, seemingly switch up for different opportunities, but they only switch up on one person. You see, when Sneako was going through that whole situation in Miami with the HH stuff, Aiden Ross stood up for him. Now, Sneako didn't think that he did, but even when they had a conversation on live stream, he made it pretty doggone clear that
I was about to say that'd be Aiden, but nah, take it back.
He was going to be Sneako's friend no matter what.
You did. So why are you saying I don't know what's going on because I'm a branders? I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Pull up. I said that.
My point is, I don't think that you talk about me the same way you would talk about Speed or Kai.
They're not Sneako. You know I don't talk to them at a close level. I speak to you every day. Right or wrong?
Even then, I still don't think it's the same way. I'm not trying to. That's okay.
Sneako, you're my close friend. We speak every day. I don't speak to Kai and Speed. What?
I want to talk about my friends highly. Like, I want there to be, especially when they're not around it, especially in situations like this.
I expect the same thing.
That's why Sneako, no one wants him anymore. That's the whole answer. Always crying about shit.
Don't say, oh, Aiden Jew. Always don't do that then. See what you're doing?
Don't do Aiden Jew what? What are you talking about?
Do not do this thing where you need to be consistent. Meaning, are you
where am I inconsistent?
You just try to compare Kind Speed to you, bro. No, that's way different. Yikes. Compare you to like Cheezer or Cuff'em. We all crack fucking jokes. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with cracking jokes with your friends. I'm close with you. I'm gonna crack jokes with you. You're gonna crack jokes with me. What the fuck? It's not rocket science.
That'd be Aiden. Okay, take it back. No, that'd be Aiden.
Past Omar. See, why that clip matters to me is that normally Aiden Ross says that he would put everything underneath Sneako. Sneako and his friends are above the criticism. He treats them at a different level, etc., etc. But he's willing to turn his back on Sneako when it comes to this situation right here. Why? Because it always becomes...
That's the reason why. Sneako is not a good friend. Sneako always is like those crybabies. He always think about himself. Always selfish. That's what I can say.
This sort of argument becomes a sort of tit for tat, and it's not a good business decision. That's why later on, when Aiden Ross saw this clip of Sneako reacting to the whole brand risk situation, saying that he got banned, he straight up ignored any conversation about it.
Dana White is commentating, and I want to be like, hey, does anyone here want to ask why I'm banned from the UFC? Is anyone here going to be like, hey, Dana White?
What the fuck this nigga saying, bro?
Why is Sneako being treated like the Boston Bomber?
What the
There's
fuck?
8 people banned from the UFC. Dana White says that he doesn't ban people. The ban list is me, Dylan Dennis.
You see, no one wanna entertain that shit anymore. And that's the reason why I say this is the last video of me reacting to Sneako, because we're not gonna talk about him anymore. You see how Aiden also was like, okay, buddy, same shit. Always crying. Oh, no one speak for me. Brother, Sneako, this is some real shit to you, my G. No one speak for you? Are you serious? Oh my god, bro. Even Aiden Ross don't want to entertain that shit. Because when they say this thing, tomorrow you say complete different opposite shit.
Bomber. There's 8 people banned from the UFC. Dana White says that he doesn't ban people. The ban list is me, Dylan Dennis.
You see, Aiden was like, no way. No way. I don't
think I've ever seen Aiden Ross just not react to anything. Just no reaction, just vibe.
Aiden was like, no way.
I'm moving on. That's why this story is moved from Sneako got banned to Sneako's just hard to be around. They don't want the clip. They don't want the headache. They don't want the backlash. They don't want the...
Is he gonna blame the Jews for that? Is he gonna blame the Jews for that? Aiden Ross skip my clip. He gonna be crying about it in the extreme.
Goes just hard to be around. They don't want the clip. They don't want the headache. They don't want the backlash. They don't want the argument. They don't want the bitching. They don't want the moaning. They don't want any of that stuff in regard to anything that Sneako is saying. His friends are simply choosing to just not be around him because it's better for them as a whole. Sneako's old defense of, hey, the world is after me, cancel culture, PC culture, the woke mob, they just want me. They're trying to punish me, all these other things. That's fallen to the wayside. Now it's not the government. It's not the platform. It's not the brands. It's not the event organizers.
It's your friends, and it's actually not your friends. It's you. You are the problem. Tu es le problème. Je sais que tu parles le français. Tu es le problème, Sneako. Tu le sais. Tu es le problème. Tout le temps tu cries. Tu n'as pas une raison de crier. Mais tu cries tout le temps. Tu dois aussi accepter qu'est-ce que va te retourner, qu'est-ce que tu vas recevoir aussi. Toutes les personnes ne parlent pas avec toi jamais. Ne parlent pas avec toi jamais. Jamais. Sneako, tu sais que je peux parler le français et je vais te dire ces choses ici maintenant. Tu dois te calmer. Tu dois être une bonne amie. Parce que tu n'es pas une belle amie. Tu le sais. C'est ça qu'est-ce que je peux te dire. But at the end of the day, Sneako, you can still change, bro. You can still change.
These are his close friends. These are his people of his own world. They didn't want him at brand risk. Clavicular didn't want to deal with the headache that's surrounding him. Nick Fuentes publicly shamed him and the type
Nick Fuentes is ready to go to wall right now. It's insane.
Type of friend that he is. Hell, Academic, somebody he used to also be close with, has totally kicked him to the curb and is tired of the way that he talks about Black Americans. People are totally fed up with Sneako, the nonsense, and the headache that surrounds him. Sneako himself.
It's crazy. When Sneako was tarnishing Tate, he was on top of the world. But now, it's gone. He overused it. He overused his power.
Can even understand that the reputation that he is.
The day I knew Sneako was over was the day Piers Morgan bitched him to delete that tweet. Yo, bro, sorry, I need to leave. I need to do something up in my house. Are you live long? I don't know. It depends on how long my phone is gonna stay up for, bro. You know what I'm saying? When yes, I will come back. Just get it, bro. W. Louis, man. You're the fucking gold, bro. Appreciate it, man. So much.
Built is the reason why these doors keep closing in on him. All the other stuff can be blamed on politics, but now the question has to change. At some point, Sneako has to ask himself if everyone is betraying him or whether everyone is finally just reacting to him proving himself to be who they think he is or who people have been saying he is.
This guy did a playlist for Sneako, bro. This is what we call obsession. Sneako.
Whole time. It's gonna get
maybe Sneako name feeds. You know what I'm saying?
To a point where he has nobody to turn to in this industry, and the internet is just going to totally sever ties.
I'm tired of trying to build it.
With somebody like Sneako. 3 situations in a week in which people are just totally kicking him to the curb. That's got to be some sort of new record. Record time. Bravo performance by Sneako. Bravo. Bravo.
Okay. I'm not gonna come here to put the whole everything on Sneako. I'm not throwing him under the bus. All I can tell him is 2 things. Number 1, do self-analysis. Number 2, act according to what your self-analysis show to you. That's all I can say to Sneako. and it's over.